Hey guys, it's Seb with the Kuribrohs here with my OTS first place Swordsoul Rose Dragon Tenyi pile. No adventure. Uh, so it's 50 cards as opposed to the normal 60 these days. And I think it's actually quite unique as far as the sort of pile concepts go. But yeah. Um, I'll show you the list and then we'll go from there. First of all, shout out to the tokens. They were doing good work all weekend. So I played 12 hand traps. I just played the 12 that I thought were the best. We got Ash, Ogre, Droll, and Gamma. I just played threes. Ogre is insane. It's also an E-tally target, which is obviously really, really important. And a level 3 tuner. Ash is also a level 3 tuner. Droll, I just think, was the highest impact hand trap against the matchups that I was most scared of. And Gamma's a really high impact hand trap that also has the benefit of being like the best small world bridge in my deck. So it was really, really good. It's also just nice in that it takes the monster off the field and also gives you bodies, so you're less likely to just die if stuff gets interrupted. Right. Tenyis. Again, lots of Tenyis. So I played the full, 9 of these. I played 1 Shtana and the 3 Vessel. Playing 3 of this is fine. We're playing 50 cards. We want to see it. It's a really, really good card. The 7s are obviously good with Rose Dragons, as well as just being, really good. Vashuda has a good effect. Ashuna has a good effect. Anar is a tuner, so you're not going to play him because he's Halqable. And Shtana is actually quite relevant just as a 4. Summoning a 4 happened quite a few times, actually. Although I did not use its actual effect. Ever. So, come see, come so. For the Swordsoul, I played more Swordsoul than most of the pile decks, but less than an actual Swordsoul deck. So I did actually play 3 of the search card. Then I played the trap, obviously, and I played 2 of this and 1 and 1. The logic being that this is terrible unless I have another card that I want to discard for it. This is terrible unless I have another card that I want to reveal. But this is likely to be live as long as I have a worm anywhere at any point in my turn. You'd rather start on Emergence than any of these themselves, because Emergence is either this one or this one normally, and it also has the benefit of just being at a Tenyi if you want. I did just play 2 of this because it's normally the one that you summon off your Yazi in your Needle Fiber combos, and also it's the best follow-up one, so it was important to play 2 of it. I also sometimes had to use it as a small world bridge, so yeah. And this one got used as a small world bridge a lot and just never summoned, but it was a very important bridge, so we needed it. I then played the Rose Dragons. I won't dwell on that. They're level 3 tuners. I wasn't using them as deck for hard making Yazi and going mare. I just this plus Tenyi is Baron plus Halq, which is real good. And then we're just moving into extenders and just generic cards. We got Called by the Grave, 3 Small World, and Destrudo. Called by, I'm not explaining that. But 3 Small World, everything in this deck gets to everything else, because we have so many different diverse everything. And Destrudo was just the best tuner to be able to add and also special summon itself. It makes 7s, which means Yazi, and it also obviously makes Halq, because every tuner is Halq. Then I played 1 for 1 and Despot. So Despot obviously is a Garnet that you have to play, but 1 for 1 was quite important. So it has a few functions. The first one is that if I draw this plus Rose Dragon plus any other monster, I can discard that monster to summon Droll, and Rose Dragon plus Droll is Herald into Halq, which is not quite as good as Baron into Halq, but almost. And also that if my Halq gets negated. 1/1 was the only thing that I could think of that would actually summon this from the deck, which is really, really important. Last cards were 3 Telly, which I'm not going to explain too much, and then Rise Bell. So, let me explain. Rise Bell is a normal pendulum monster. Technically, in scale, it can increase the level of a face-up monster I control by 1, which is nice, but that's not why I was playing it. I was playing it because it's a normal monster that I can E-Telly for, because it's a level 3 Psychic. And that was really important, because I was getting lots of hands that were, like, Vessel plus E-Telly, and I didn't have any way of making my Vessel alive except by summoning something normal off the E-Telly. But if I did make my Vessel alive, that was, like, the entire, like, game 1 off that. Equally, I was having a lot of hands where I draw like Rose Dragon plus E-Telly, and I didn't have a non-tuner, and it just felt to kind of conflate those into only one Garnet instead of trying to play like so many Garnets just for E-Telly. So I did just play this Rise Bell. It's also a nice small world because it's level 3 Psychic that is 800, so that doesn't match up with the stats of anything, but it does have Psychic, it does have level 3, and it has Wind, which means you can use it with Tyre to get to any worm as well. And yeah, I really enjoyed Rise Bell. I think it was really, really good. Would play again. Extra. So for links, we just played 2 Monk, Halq thing, and Berserker. So 2 Monk is pretty standard. Halq, Auroradon, obviously. And then Berserker I played over Shaman because Shaman's a card that you only ever summon when you've already lost the game, and it never helps you to win those games. Berserker is a card that like, sometimes you just randomly want to link stuff into, like, a bigger thing that is a non-effect. And it can help when, like, Halq gets stopped and you can put, like, a monster on the board, but that monster's not necessarily a normal, but you have Tenyi's Engrave. It's really niche, but it just felt better to play than Shaman, because it was non-effect, so I played it. Was it correct? Probably. Didn't come up. Then for Synchros, Herald has been mentioned. Metaphys Horus was my thing that I was making when I was doing the Rose Dragon-y stuff. Rise Bell being a pendulum also means that I can use him to steal a monster. And you can chain block that effect because it is both a pendulum and a normal, so you can make this chain link 1 to steal for the pendulum and chain link 2 to make himself unaffected by card effects. If they get rid of that, but they still have to give you a monster. It's whatever. They do get to pick which monster they give you, but it is what it is. It's also a worm, which means I can do it after I'm Ashuna locked if that comes up. So he's like nice in that sense, and he synergizes with the deck. I didn't actually summon him, but in theory it was good. Yazi is Yazi. And then, yeah, the rest of this is just super standard. So we'd like the Bashas, the Chishaos, the Berserker, and Baron, and Chengying. There's literally nothing special about this. Double Basha did come up, double Chishao came up. Berserker, I just chose as my flex 8 because he's a worm. And then I didn't play the new Swordsoul 10 because, quite frankly, it doesn't really do a lot, and this card just seems so much better. And this card came up a few times and was really, really good every single time I played it. So, yeah, really happy with that. Side, we have 3 Ecclesia. Ecclesia was really important because post-side, I actually sided out the Rose Dragons. Rose Dragons are obviously essential in most of these pile decks, going first and second, but they're not actually very good. They're a normal summon that if, like, just gets popped going second, they haven't done anything. Whereas this is a tuner. It's a free special summon. It's any of my Sword Souls. So it can make Halq, it can get around Token Collector, it can just summon a Sword Soul. It can summon itself after I've already summoned Tenyis because they just have to control more monsters, not like I can control as many monsters as I want as long as it's less than them. So she was just really, really good, and she was really, really powerful, but she's not very good going first because she's just, like, the worst Sword Soul because she's a Moye that gets ashed, which, like, isn't very good. So I was really, really pleased. It also meant that when I was forced to go first, so, like, Tom, for example, made me go first post-side, I was just playing normal Sword Soul. Did I draw her? No, but in theory, like, she's not bad if your opponent, for whatever reason, makes you go first. Then I played one Godarla just as a kaiju. I wanted an out for Crooked Cook in case it came up, and I decided to play the Wind one because I might want to fly it in against Flunder, and they're playing the Barrier Statue. And I can get to literally any kaiju I want with Small World, so it doesn't really matter. I also played 2 Chalice. This was often what I sided in going first, just because it outs Token Collector, but also it's just generically good going second as well. So it was just a nice thing. Oftentimes this is what I sided in against the combo matchups where I was siding out my Rose Dragons. So that was just that. And then the rest of it is all back row hit. So we played Duster, we played Reboot, or Reboot's in there somewhere. There we go. Reboot. 3 evenly. All the like the standard stuff. I played 3 Cosmic, which is also nice as like a fringe thing against Scythe decks. So the decks that are really gunning for Scythe, like Phantom Knights, it's totally fine. And then I played a second Blackout. I didn't actually play against any trap decks, so none of this ever got sided in, but all of it's good in theory, including the second Blackout, just especially if you go first. Like, it's just like the best card in your deck against a lot of those matchups. So, you know, that was nice. And that's really it. The deck was really, really good. And I thought going into it that the last 10 cards of my deck should probably just be Adventure, but the more I played it, the more I realized that I actually don't think Adventure makes this particular pile very good. I think having more Swordsoul cards was quite nice. And right now I couldn't think of anything I'd want to change. Do have a couple of shout-outs to do before I finish. So first of all, shout out to the team, TKB, because TKB. It was nice to see everyone, including Tom and Alec, who I beat on my way to the top. Sorry, guys. Shout outs as well to my boyfriend for traveling down with me, for lending me Rise Bell, and Shatana, and just generally being great. And also for holding the camera. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and hope to see more Yu-Gi-Oh! Events soon.